Hello and welcome back. Yeah, I didn't really plan an intro to this. So, it's been July since the last video. I think I started to do. Oh, my chair's wall creaky. I started to do some stuff on uh, on the Cyberpunk city after I almost finished Japan. I just kind of got bored of doing terrain on Japan. So, um, So yeah, we started the Cyberpunk City. I stopped doing videos because I found it quite hard to enjoy the game and make the videos. So it's very much like, right, I'm gonna use the game as my downtime, chill out, enjoy doing that. When I feel good for it, I'll do a video. It can feel pretty stressful to an extent, making a video about something. Um, so I just wanted to actually like unwind and chill out. And I've done that. I've put too many hours. What is going on? So, I put too many hours into the game, um, and we have the Cyberpunk City now, which is over here. Get rid of this tree while we're here. Um, I think I did a bit of a run through of like the concept of this previously, but the idea is that this was an ancient city. I've dug it out, done a lot of work on making the sides look pretty, and we've built a lot of buildings. So today is just going to be a quick whip around all these things, show you what I've been on with, and go from there. So let's start where it began. The idea of this was always to have it so that it was completely functional and you could get everything you needed here. So I knew I wanted to use a lot of terracotta. So I started with a massive bamboo farm, which I call Eco Smelt. This is just a um, giant super smelter, really. So we go in here, and we go up here. Got a few funky details. I don't use enough of this trick. I think it looks cyberpunky and cool. I just don't really do it. It's a really simple room to operate. You put your stuff in there, get it out of there, and got a crafting table and just and yeah, there's not much to it. I think there's 32 furnaces, if I remember correctly. So we've got rows of 8, and it's probably overly complicated. This fills once it's beyond a certain amount, it sends off, dumps all the stuff in the furnaces, and then we've got stacks and stacks of bamboo, which just falls down into here. They're all like so full, I barely use it, but it's always running. Um, the excess gets turned into bamboo blocks, which goes down into the car park, which is down there. So it's yeah, it's pretty efficient. Like generally, the time it takes to get around is just the time it takes for actually the minecart to get all the way around, which I only really use it for batch cooking, as it were. Um, yeah, that's EcoSmelt. So we we wanted to use the Kelly's ray tracing RTX pack, and this looks really cool in it because the glass is actually like glowing green. Possibly pop that on at the end and just show you what it looks like. But yeah, we don't really use it. I don't really use it. We have got multiple people on the server now, so it's not just me and Gav chilling. Quite a few of us. There's loads of little things popping up. Yeah, that was the first thing. I knew I wanted to make a load of farms, so we set off making this iron farm. Again, interior tried to kind of add some crazy funky punky details. It's churning out quite a bit. It is also my villager trading hall. So I stole Prowl's stacked iron farm for this, and we've got 4 iron farms stacked up. There is some witchcraft with actually getting the villagers in for this. You do need to make sure that you like create a new farm essentially. Sorry, a new village. So you bring them in from X amount of blocks away, and then you have to like walk them in with the beds. But it works really well. I get quite a lot of iron. I still have loads spare, which is cool because yeah, I do use a lot. Got a little chicken chicken farm behind here. You'll have seen in the Minecraft movie trailer. So when you click the button, you should get a full stack of chicken, which is cool. Just means I can top up. We don't have mobs on all the time, but we have them on like 2 or 3 days a week, just so we can like not get blown up while digging crazy stuff in caves and stuff. So the chicken is pretty useful. This is Spectrum. Spectrum is where I wanted to see if I could get every coloured dye in the same place. So you walk in, you click a button, you'll get one of the colour that you want. So don't use pink, but there is a pink dye. We've got flower farms. The only one that isn't like automatic is the brown. I don't know a fully automatic way of doing the cocoa beans. So we've got this set up for that. And then ignore the mess up here. But noodles on noodles. Yeah, there's every farm. This one is coming in from the iron farm. Obviously we get the poppies. And we do actually get the squid. The squid comes down as well because they accidentally spawn in the top iron farm. So worked out pretty useful for that. And yeah, they're just the colours are mixed if they need mixing. It's not good if you want a quick amount, but it's good if you want to just like colour one thing. Got a shulker maker, so flip that trapdoor, get a shulker, and storage in the bottom for it. Pretty funky. I don't really like the roof. There's some craziness happening. It just feels a bit chaotic, which I think is kind of vibe I was going for with the CyberPunk. And once we'd built that, we made a little underground car park. Cars are weird looking. I'm not very good at making cars. The bike I'm reasonably happy with, but it's definitely too big. Got a nice little pay station. And upstairs on the second floor of our bamboo spare overflow section. So each of these is linked directly under the eco smelt, and the bamboo just drops in nice and steady. There's one in here as well, I think. Yeah, chilling. Nothing crazy up there. Okay. Got a bit of a road system. These roads were largely following where the ancient city already went. I wanted to try and keep everything. So there was like a towered road here, there's a section here. They all kind of follow that round. This was the first tunnely bit I made, which is crazy detailed. I'm probably gonna go back into all the sections that I'm not finished and do stuff like this. Add that kind of almost steampunky club in there. That's fun. We're not going in there. It's a silly place. Yeah, so road network. Oh, like I say, I wanted to follow around all of the the existing lines, and I had to kind of tweak it to make buildings fit and stuff, but it's largely the same as it was. So I think once I built these three, I wanted somewhere to sort out terracotta and mud, and I wanted it to feel like a kind of massive industrial unit. So somewhere where it had like generator things on top, power was coming in, it was super industrial. And this is what I came up with. So big gate door, human access inside of it. Got dump truck. I was really happy with this. It's got some, thank God for beacons. It's got some stuff in the back of it, which unless you come up here, you will literally never see. So that is a good solid use of resources. I think while I was building it, I was bored of moving to find a crafting table, hence why that's there. We've got our clay, our mud declare, or mud demoisturizer, however you want to say it. So place a block of clay there, this fills out, dripstone underneath to dry it. Nice and simple. And all the terracotta we make is here. Obviously we need eco smelt for that. Got a few lava dripstone things just for if I need lava. There was actually a spider spawner up here. When I was digging it out, I found a spawner up there, so now I've got a spider farm. Very, very manual, like it's literally just stand here and slice. The dripstone isn't very effective at stopping them coming through, so if you're not fully aware, you will occasionally get eaten by a spider. So down here, this is where our clay comes up. This is where we make our massive mud. So fuck. Set it up so that you put, not there, put a dirt block in there. It fires one out to refill it to your inventory, and flashes a water bottle, pushes it through. Occasionally it does miss. There is some like, but largely it's pretty good. Once it's done that, pushes all the way across, pushes all the way up, pushes all the way back across. You end up with a massive cube. You can just run up and cut it down. Yeah, it's not super efficient, but it's efficient enough. Reserve stack of dirt there for if we need to fill up the shulker, which won't happen for a while. Nice and easy. Have our storage room, which is the old end portal. This is where we... Let's have a little nap. Well, that was a cool view, wasn't it? Oh, look at this. So this is where my storage room is. I've got all the storage for things that I use regularly. Shulker loaders down here for everything that I've mined out. And boxes like this, which has got stone on stone. Not much tough because I use quite a lot of it. Even higher up, we've got our little mob head storage. We're actually using the Foxy No-Tails mob head mod, or add-on. So we get all of these, which have been pretty good for decorating with. Because you can kind of sink them into some blocks. You can use them for crazy things. So I don't know if you noticed the pillars are actually blaze heads. Then we have the police car around here. The sirens, or the flashing lights, are actually parrot heads. They're pretty cool for just adding a bit more detail into stuff. Over this way, yeah, more farms. Magma cube and a turtle head. That's what that is. Over this way, we have our unlicensed gun shop. That's currently not open because we don't condone guns. We have our train station, which is mid-process. I try and not get super trapped into just doing one thing and like sticking doing one build all the way through to the end. Especially with big builds. So that's why I found it hard making the videos. It's very much I'll kind of get distracted, want to make something else, and then like the interior of this subway, this is going to be a vape shop, this is going to be some other shop that I'm not decided yet. But making that kind of, it felt faffy and unnecessary, so I'm like, I'll go do something else and come back to it. If I work. Train is cool. Pretty happy with that. Kind of sick. I realized quite early on in my track design that using anvils was a mistake. That got pretty expensive. I think I've used about 700 anvils for that. Possibly more. I try not to count stuff because it just makes you sad. This is the wardrobe. Wardrobe. It'll sound cooler when you put crazy music to it. But it's basically an arena to fight the warden. So we have the shulkers, which are activated by these. Sorry, the shriekers. And then he shouldn't spawn up there, but he has been known to spawn through the glass, which is infuriating. He should spawn down here, and then either with a team of people or just on your own, you can run around, try and kill him, get yourself a warden head, which is a cool trophy, and go from there. So it's surprisingly hard on your own, like without using any kind of cheaty tactics of distracting him and stuff. Actually, like outpacing him or outsmarting him is pretty tricky, but quite enjoyable. Yeah, it's a good way of getting better at PvE, I guess. Fight the biggest, baddest moss. And yeah, here we have a GFC branch. So Gav decided he wanted his own fried chicken range. Unfortunately, we realised that because we were stocking it up with so many chickens, we were actually, when we had mobs on, they weren't spawning because there was just too many peaceful mobs taking up the mocap. So that's been condemned. There is only one chicken in there going super solo, having a bad time. We have a wonderful farmable crimson place. So bone meal this. Got a water elevator to get to the top of it. That's not where I wanted that, is it? And then you just farm down on it. So you can normally get like 2 or 3 trees in there before you have to go and cut it. Quite nice. We did the same for warped in here. This is still needing building, as you can see. It's not even a facade at this point. It's just a functioning farm. So that's there. It's not automatic. I've tried making tree farms. They blow my mind. They hurt my head. So I don't tend to bother. And we have the arena for scoop ball. So I actually stole this off Rendog. It's just a massive football arena where you kick an armadillo into a goal. It's really good. Quite satisfying. In this house, we've got an armadillo breeder. Because we do find when you introduce people to the game, they're not very good at listening to the rules of always run. So the armadillo does take damage. It's sad. But hey, such is life. So yeah, we had a good laugh on that the other night. There's 4 of us playing. It's surprisingly entertaining. Through here, just a few. So whenever there's a shulker, it's normally got the armor stands in. I started using holoprint just for a few builds that were like big, so I wasn't wasting time trying to think on the fly. I could do it in creative and then copy it over. So I had to remove all the armor stands temporarily, just so they weren't interfering. Yeah, they're there. So there was a guy in here serving some ramen. There's a dude in there serving some squid. They're currently on vacation. Up here we've got a nice little iron golem shulker, not shulker, silverfish farm. So you make the iron golem here. He gets infected with a potion of infected, and then takes damage, drops a load of silverfish, They get trident mashed. Yeah, this is just so I can brew up the potions. We've got water, we've got some water bottles. So nice little XP farm. Generally, like there's better XP farms available in here, but I found that works pretty well for like a quick hit. It's not like I'm short of the iron. Alleyway has quite a few cool details on it. This is like one of the first little detailed sections I made. So playing with a few different things, exploring what works, what looks good. Around here we have the lab. So a bit of a sciencey kind of lab that people come in, they can get the robotronic arms or whatever. There's a few screens, there's some weird kind of future technology which nobody really understands. Don't know why this seems to work so well, but just having a couple of doors on the back of glass somehow looks futuristic. I don't know. Science, in it. I don't do science. This building is hideous. It needs a front. But this is just a Neverwort farm. So I've currently not got any growing. Full leather. Get some Neverwort. Apparently glow squid is spawning here as well. Few buildings with like no purpose. So I've got space to do little farms. This one has absolutely nothing in it to the point where it's just a front. Got a wheat farm, which is broken more than I care to say. I don't know how to get it working. It makes me sad. But it's there. I don't use that much wheat. If I do, I can probably just go and harvest some, plant it. It's normally just for packed mud. So this is actually another super smelter, but it's purely for cactus and kelp, and it's just for XP. So I was burning through so much XP with digging. So wanted somewhere where I could just come in, always had XP. We've actually set up a ticking area for this, so it's always on, which is cool. There you go, full, and a load of levels. And yeah, just set it up, take the XP out. Why is that not? That's why that's not. Yeah, set up. I think somebody's been using it. Amps. Yeah, set it up and go from there. Yeah, pretty effective. We did a second floor as well, which is cactus, and then everything like the dried kelp that comes out of this is automatically flushed through into composters, which is then sent over here to go into bone meal storage. Which, if we needed to get into the back of, we can, just to make sure everything's working all right. It's almost too efficient. Just broken. uh, get rid of that. Good. There you go. Yeah, sometimes these things happen. End up with stuff that you don't need. That should, yeah, I don't think would be, like, I'm not short of bone. I'll turn this myself. Yeah, so bare bone blocks. We've got a bit of a facade. This just goes into the wall, so nothing crazy impressive here. I just needed a water source for when we were doing this. Set this up to look like a bit of a sewery, gatey kind of thing. Again, like this section needs detailing. But we've got truck there. Got a few other little kind of narrow alleyway kind of facades. There's a lot of little hidden bits that need more work. But it's just bit by bit, ticking it away. That's another front. Nothing going on in there, but looks kind of cool, dark, dingy. I have Ace ACs. I realised I was putting quite a lot of like fake air conditioning units in all the buildings. If they're going to be having these. Surely they need somewhere where they can buy them. So it felt right to have an air conditioning shop. A little pumpkin farm. Pretty straightforward setup. Pumpkins grow, piston activates, fires them in. Again, we've got too many of these. So I do find that with my farms, I at first use loads of them and then stop using them. Like, I just end up with surplus stuff, which isn't a bad thing, but it means like I've got spares whenever I need it. Like, realistically, I don't, but I could make a building out of pumpkin and it'd have cool, like, striped lines on it. It could be quite an interesting texture. I just tend not to. So, the option's there. Again, we've got a little sniffer farm up here. I don't really use loads of these plants. I'm intending on putting these round. Part of me is waiting for the torch plant or torch bug flower bush thing to come in. Then we can utilize that. We can have some crazy funky flowers. We can kind of start to put more on the street decoration around, which is something I've not really done. Got another train just on the circuit, and this is where I've been farming trees. So when I got Pale Oak, I wanted to use quite a lot of this. This was just a field, but now it's where I can grow 6 trees, cut them down. I'm probably going to put some shulkers in here to store bushes and stuff and just make it so I can do everything kind of wood related in there. This was the first building I actually used holoprint for. So I designed all this in creative, made it really, really like as I wanted it, and then copied it over in holoprint, which I think gave me more scope for like testing little details and stuff. Whereas when you're trying to do the detail in survival, you end up like, not putting as much in because it's faffy to get all of the stuff. Whereas this way, I was like, right, cool. So I know I want 6 soul lanterns up there. I can throw those up there. Made it a bit easier, streamlined the process. Up here, we've got this is like the new area I'm working on. So the orange resin building is the most recent. Got the bottom bit of that to finish off. We've got like an apartment block type thing going on. Nothing in there. It's deliberately like just a front little food stand, which looks more like a library because that's where you should buy your food. Always buy food from libraries, guys. Nice zebra crossing and the chorus. So the chorus farm, pretty straightforward. You place your chorus flower, it grows. When it's grown, you press the button. Arrows come out of these. Arrows come out, and then the whole floor breaks. So the arrows make the chorus flower drop, and then the floor moving breaks the rest of the tree, and then it all just gets fired into here. And then this is just a single one, so this can get messy. You can end up losing flowers because if you put too many in, they kind of weave between each other, block each other, so the arrows don't break the flower. This one, like, I don't use that much. It's normally more efficient. And the front of it, this is what happens when you don't use creative to design in. You end up with something that's like, ah, I've got these limited blocks, I'll just use these. I'm running out of ideas. I mean, it looks cool, but I don't think it's anywhere near as good as that. Like, this has got so much more going on with it. Yeah, I really like it. I should probably think I'm going to go back in and start to oxidize some of these and make it so that they're not like all full stage. I also stole this. This is Sir Derpol and the awesomeness that is. Ah! Um, yeah, so I stole this from the Sir Derpol world because I was like, it's just so good. I'm gonna put a massive hologram of my own head here, like mass dictator style. Because it's good to show your people who's in charge. Through here we have slime farm. There's just layers of slime above. They get killed in the magma, drop down there. Again, it's another building I need to do a front for. This will be a good test. The other day, yeah. The other day I set up a lot of snow golems in here, but they disappeared twice. I don't understand why. So set up a little snow golem farm if I can get snow. Partly for the snowballs, partly because I think the snow blocks are a really good white block. Go up, did it? Yeah, it did. Cool. Um, yeah, so that's the front that needs finishing still. Next on the list. Over this way, got a bit of like terraforming stuff to do here. We need to make this pretty. Originally, I just dug it out so it was flat walls, thinking that I was going to decorate the side with buildings all the way around, and then started to actually really enjoy the rock vibe in it. So stuck with rock. Here is the moss farm. So nice little moss farm. I'm gonna build another layer of this on top for regular moss. That one's for the pale moss. The farm will be the same, like both be identical. Just means that I can set it up, have it running for either or instead of replacing that. Yeah, it creates a ridiculous amount of moss and and squid ink. Oh, I get so many squid in places I don't want squid. Yeah, that's that. We have our concrete powder farm. Not really a farm, it's mainly just a load of auto crafter things. So down here we put in ingredients that gets split between these. And then whenever I want a certain color, I can just come and flap that, start filling it up. And then if I want to do it like batch do it, I can come down here and place a block of concrete powder there. It'll get pushed across, turn into concrete, and run your way. Find that. Generally, it's pretty slow like that. Like, it's a cool idea for a farm. I won't get distracted. Sorry. It's a cool idea for a little like farm rig setup machine, but it doesn't really work as well as it needs to. It is just quicker to go near a water source and just power up, mine them from the bottom. Back here, I have a little farm setup. As inhumane as this is, I needed a lot of traffic lights, which means I need a lot of turtle heads. So we have a turtle head farm. Sorry, guys. Oh, don't look at me. Sorry. And we have the squid farm up here, which is axolotl based. So the squid spawn, axolotls eat them. Then the ink sacs will fall down here. This chest, which probably got other rubbish in. Yeah. I am being paranoid, so when it was just me and Gav, I knew what my stuff was and where it was all the time. Whereas now, not that I don't trust anybody else, I just feel like people are visiting my base very regularly, and I just don't like the idea of taking stuff without asking. Um, yeah, nice little coral farm set up so that you can either make the bone meal here from the seagrass and stuff, or you can plant it in here. Yeah. Chilling. Access to the top of the squid farm. So generally, if I need a lot of ink, it's easier to come and sit up here, watch the squids get eaten, and that they're actually spawning and it's doing stuff. Whereas if I just sit down here, sometimes they don't spawn. Started using the pearl moss carpet in here, which is cool. Pretty happy with that. What else have we got? Oh yeah. Nice little melon farm. This thing is slow. Like, it's so bad. But there's like a passive melon farm. Pretty good at just ticking over. Most of it goes into a composter, which obviously I don't need now. This will be full of bone meal guaranteed. Yeah. But I've got bone meal stash if I need. Then across this side, we have a sugarcane farm with an auto crafter for paper. So paper out that guy. Start there for backup. I think. Oh no. A few more buildings. Wool farm. Obviously one of every colour. I've set it up so it's on a clock instead of observer based. And then it's not gonna ever stop working. This was full of iron. The iron just gets crafted into shears. Shears split into there. Get worked through. So I've pretty much always got all of whatever colour I need. I find it really useful for templating stuff. Making redstone circuits when I'm actually thinking smart. Generally. Here we go. Random kelp farm. Kelp. Oh, he's got your back. He's got some kelp. Can despawn. Little food truck. Oh, I was really happy with these designs. So this was before I knew holoprint existed. Go over it. So this is meant to be like a hologram projector thing that says the crater around it. Well, I decided to call my place. There. There is a couple of these knocking around. There's actually one over here. Unfinished. This is like the start of one. Yeah, there's going to be a few of those. I'll probably put some higher up. I just liked that it was a place to house the beacons that looked like it was deliberately there purely for that. The holographic. You can kind of see where I'm going with it, right? Little bus stop. We've got hidden crafting bench. It's useful to have crafting tables around, but they are really not in fitting with the theme. Over this way. Don't know if you can tell what's potentially spawning in this area, but we have a little creeper farm and shulker farm set up. This was a nightmare. The creeper farm is very, very slow, but it's mainly for the shulkers that I use this. I can just come and sit up here, stand on this spot. Both those guys will try and kill me, and then creepers will spawn. A load of gunpowder in there. It's a bit messy and chaotic, but it's largely functional. It was originally where I was sleeping. Occasionally get killed. What else have we got? Train station. Got the Redstone Museum. Let's do a quick drive by these first. So we've got a nice little passway up here. Goes to nowhere. Comes from nowhere. All looks nice. Yeah. An amethyst geode. I really, really struggled with this. Mark up here. Getting the shape of this right hasn't been done. This side, pardon me. This side is a little bit off. This side is too flat. I need help with it. Don't know how to do it. It blows my mind. Over here is my house. Yeah, I think making like deliberately abstract shapes and mountainous terrain really easy. Making like specific shapes that are like recognized geometry is quite hard. Like circles are okay. I can largely get a circle now, but a circle on a slant that's multiple dimensions really, really challenging. So that front bit went horribly wrong. I don't really know how to fix it, but I'll probably disguise it with some terrain stuff around it instead. Obviously, from here you can see the XP tower. We've got Reaper Farm and Shulker Farm in there. Got our nice little assault course for the Elytra. Starts here, next to this guy's house. A lot of houses for a lot of people to sleep here. The idea is you jump down, you go into that one, follow through to there, to there. They've just got little drones carrying them. So blends in quite nice. Over this way is a very, very unfinished project, but it's crafting recipes and ingredients for all of the redstone I need. Some things I use more than others. I tried to make a massive stock of. So we call this place Red 14, which is a museum to everything redstone. Got all of the logic gates along here. Fun. Means if you're not sure how to actually set up redstone, you can come here, you can have a look and go, so what do I want it to do? I want one of these is on. Oh, I need both of them off. On. Both of them on. Yeah, I don't know. Not feeling very logical this morning. But you can actually work out what stuff's doing and how to set it up. Got a load of little basic stuff like this, so comparative readings, showing you that one thing in there lights this, but not that one. One thing in like 4 stacks in there, like that one, but not any further. A little bit of a tutorial type thing on repeaters, character clocks, so like pulse extender type situation. Got an EFO clock, through OG. Server clock. E flip flops. Yeah. Just a few different machines and stuff that kind of show you how things work. I wanted the realm to be for multiple people, but I realised not everybody likes redstone or wants to try and get their head around it. So having somewhere they can just go, all right, what do I want to make? Okay, I'll go here. I'll make that thing. How does this work? Okay, so that rail, when a cart goes over it, the pulse. Also, I didn't put my horse in here. He just got in there. Like, he chose to be in there himself. I can't be held responsible. This actually came in really useful. So, a chap that's on the realm wanted to build a... Broken. Wanted to build a super smelter and didn't know how to, like, set up a minecart loader. So he could come here, work it out on that. That's largely it. The last thing we've got is freaking farm over here, which mobs are on. Flick the button. When it's night time, they'll spawn. They'll sit in there. When the update comes through, and I can actually like name tag them and keep them there forever. It won't work actually. It won't be there in peace. Maybe it will. Maybe that'll be a side effect. But we'll try that. We'll see if we can get them to stay there forever, and then we don't end up with them in rogue places. Got final place, which is very much a work in progress, but figured we'll show you anyway. Over this way we have our little kind of homeless district where people who are less fortunate kind of reside. A lot of stuff here. There was some armor stands. It's meant to look like a bit of a kind of broken area, which is right next to the docks. So I got crazy vision for this, but really struggling with making it. Every time I come to it, I'm just like, I don't know where to start. The idea is I want like quite a few stacks like these of shipping containers around. This is going to be like a big crane that takes them off. In here, there's going to be water, like a bit of water with like a crane lift mechanism that carries a boat. So there will be like a full shipping container here with shipping cargo container things on. That'll get like carried up all the way up here. And it like lifts out of the water. So this is the actual dock. There'll be probably another boat here to kind of tie it in. So the boat comes in, gets lifted up out the water, slowly goes down the lift into there, gets unloaded, comes back in. And then we've got the Amethyst Geode here, which is going to be a massive drone with a load of shipping containers around it, which will be the same kind of vibe as the ones down there. But yeah, there's quite a bit to do here. Like, I don't know how to finish these walls off, whether I'm going to put machinery all the way along here, or I'm going to have like a false building or something. But I'm super happy with how it's turned out. It's still a long way to go, but there's so much detail in it. There's so much time in it. I think it works. Like, I don't know if it's 100% Cyberpunk, but it's definitely way closer than I could have been this time 2 years ago. My building feels like it's improved quite a lot, and I want more signs and like adverts around, but I think I'm going to put those in afterwards to build the buildings. Walls like this that are empty, I'll probably put like a huge advert on here, start to kind of fill the sky a bit more. That's part of the reason for the aerial assault course thing, is it just adds some character to it. Got a few more vehicles to make, and might even have something higher up. I've got a satellite dish up here already. But a few things like this on the wall help kind of tie it into the area. But yeah, that's that. I'm gonna see if I can get the ray tracing to work on it. I'll do another quick fly around, and if I can't get that to work, thanks for watching. I'm gonna be working on a little bit more of this. I'll keep you updated with this if I find the energy for it. But I'll largely be working on another project at the minute, where we're trying something where we have written a story, or I haven't written a story, but somebody on the realm has written a story, and we're making the scene for that story. So kind of reverse engineering it, starting with the lore and then making the place to fit the lore, which is cool. That's going to be an interesting project. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. I'm going to try and record all of the progress for that. I think it's quite a backwards way of doing it. Maybe that's how everybody else does it. I don't know, but for me, I've not tried it before. It'd be cool to see how that goes. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye.